Hello, and a very warm welcome. Mid-season driver ratings. All 20 drivers covered as we rate their season so far, out of 10. This is a new idea. Obviously, I've got to cover a lot of videos as it's the summer break. So yeah, all 20 drivers. We're going to cover them so far and rate their season so far, out of 10. Let's go. So we start with Red Bull. Max 10. 10 wins this season, 8 in a row, 3-time champion incoming, faultless, supreme, and this is the Max era. Yeah, he's been superb this season, and it's an easy 10. He's been faultless, miles ahead of Perez, a league of one. Sergio Perez 2. Now I've only given him 2 because he won 2 races. He won 2 races at Saudi and Baku. But since Miami, he has been shocking. He's 125 points off his teammate. He was struggling to get out of Q1 at times in the season in the fastest car. And he's been awful since Miami. Back on the podium at Spa, but Sergio Perez, yeah, he'd be lucky to keep his seat. Honestly, if I was Marco, I'd probably sack him in the summer break. Awful. On to Ferrari, Charles Leclerc 8. Charles has picked up 3 podiums. His highlight was a pole at Spa. 99 points on the board. He's ahead of Sainz in the drivers. He had a very slow start to the season, but now he's coming alive. Charles, very fast. I'd love to see him in that Red Bull next to Max. Charles would take it to him, I think. Carlos Sainz 6. Yeah, he started well this season, ahead of Charles Leclerc. He's on 92 points. He's not got a podium though, Carlos. Yeah. Took Piastri out at Spa. Yeah. Leclerc's got 3 podiums, Carlos none. Yeah. Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso 9. Wow. Did he have a good start to the season? He was reeling podiums off left, right and centre. 149 points, lies 3rd in the drivers. He's absolutely smashed Stroll week in, week out. 6 podiums. But yeah, Aston Martin have fallen off and other teams have really improved. But yeah, they started the season like a steam train. Alonso was reeling them podiums off. Yeah, really strong by Fernando Alonso. A rare mistake at Spa though in the sprint. Don't often see that. Lance Stroll 0. Has to be 0. Has to be 0. We've just reeled off Fernando Alonso's statistics. Let's jump into Lance Stroll. The guy who's only on the grid because of his dad. And clearly his dad hasn't got the balls to sack his son. 102 points off his teammate. 9th in the drivers. No podiums. Are you kidding me? Look how dominant that Aston was at the start of the season, and Stroll's got no podiums. And to top it all off, Lance Stroll is going to cost Aston 2nd in the constructors. I don't even think they would have got 2nd, given how low they've fallen recently. Lance Stroll not good enough. Seat should be in question. He's got to pick it up second half of the season. He's just not scoring enough points. Simple as that. On to Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton 8. Now, we needed a reaction from Lewis Hamilton after getting beat by the male model last season, and we've seen it. Very solid. He's put George in his place, really. 4 podiums. His highlight of the season was the pole at Hungary. And yeah, Lewis, yeah, he's had a good solid season. He's got George's number this season. Some would say back to his best. The Mercedes car is still not where it needs to be. But one thing Lewis has to do is stop moaning about Red Bull. Red Bull have done a better job. Just take it. You were not complaining when you were dominant, winning races by 20 odd seconds. So nip that in the bud. Concentrate on your driving. Stop moaning. George Russell 1. Now, absolutely straight down the pipe. I call it how I see it. George Russell, brilliant last season. He's been the biggest disappointment this season for me. Yeah, it hurts to give him one, but you've got to say it how it is. I mean, and I'm giving him one because, like, I just want to see the old George. I don't know what's gone on with him. He was fine at Silverstone. Last two races, underperforming. Yeah, one podium at Spain, but he's 49 points off Lewis. It's unacceptable. It's not good enough by George Russell. I think it hurts more because I support him. I want him to do well. But unfortunately, George has been really poor this season. Nowhere near good enough. I don't know what's happened. Have they changed the setup? It doesn't suit George. I don't know what's going on. It's a bit of a strange one. And George Russell needed the summer break, and it came at a good time for him. McLaren. Lando Norris 8. Very slow start. I wanted to chuck the McLaren in the skip. The low point was Saudi, but the highlight's been recent performances. 2 podiums for Norris, Silverstone and Hungary. Yeah, his biggest high was Silverstone, 8th in the drivers. Oscar Piastri, 8. The best rookie. I mean, he's been so impressive, Oscar. Keeping Lando on his toes, been out for a year. Yeah, but he is the most unluckiest driver on the grid. Should have had a podium at Silverstone, should have had one at Hungary. 11th with 34 points. Piastri's podium will come. That's what I want to see in the second half of the season. Piastri podium. He's the most unluckiest driver on the grid, by far. Alfa Romeo, I'm going to give both of them 3. The car is poor. Nothing's really happened with these two. Porntash Valtteri Bottas, his highlight was his 4 points at Bahrain. I mean, he's got 5 points for the season. 4 of them came in the first race. And Guan Yu Zhou's highlight was his 5th in qualifying. But his low point was also the crash at Hungary. Esteban Ocon 7. Yeah, Ocon, very good. He is a consistent driver, Esteban Ocon. He gets a podium at Monaco. He's 10th in the drivers. Once again, he's ahead of his teammate. Beat Alonso last year. And now he's ahead of Gasly. You can't really say any fairer than that. Gasly, 6. First season at Alpine. He's 12th in the drivers, 22 points. His high has just happened at Spa, where he got a 3rd in the sprint. His low point was probably Silverstone. He's had quite a bit of unlucky moments as well, Gasly. Into AlphaTauri. 1'1", 7. Probably could have gone 8 with 1'1", but we'll stick with 7. Basically, he was performing very well. He got De Vries sacked. He's finished 3 times 10th place, 17th in the drivers with 3 points. But now the pressure's on 1'1" to beat Ricciardo. Hungary, he didn't deliver, was really bad. Spa, he delivered. So pressure on 1'1" now, gotta deliver. Daniel Ricciardo, hard to mark really because he's only just come in, but I'll judge him on the 2 races he's had. I'll give him 8. He's been solid. Yeah, came in, he's straight on the pace, he's not pull it in the wall, he's been quite good. Beat Tsunoda at Hungary. Spa wasn't that good. He had a decent sprint race, but yeah, solid by Ricciardo. Kevin Magnussen, 1. Shocking, and he really is Hulkenberg's lapdog. 18th in the drivers with 2 points. Magnussen needs to up his game, otherwise he'll be Gunter will be on the phone. Gene, I need to replace driver, Kevin. Fucking shocking. Nico Hulkenberg, 8. A solid return. 3 years out the sport. Has Magnussen's number. Brilliant by Hulkenberg. 14th in the drivers with 9 points. 7 points ahead of Magnussen. Brilliant. His highlight was Austria, where he did an amazing job in the sprint race. Alex Albon, 9. He is a shout for driver of the season. If it wasn't Max being so dominant, Alex Albon probably would be your driver of the season. He has been absolutely superb. outperforming that Williams, smashing Logan Sargent to bits. His highlight for me was Canada. He was absolutely outstanding at Canada. And Alex Albon has had his best form this season for me in F1. Not cut out for a top team, a bit of a wet lettuce personality when it comes to a top team, but at Williams, he's at home. Brilliant by Albon, 11 points on the board, 13th in the drivers. Logan Sargent, 0. Out of his depth. The positives, Bahrain and Silverstone, but apart from that, he is basically just another Nicholas Latifi. Only on the grid because he's American. So, there we have it. Mid-season driver ratings. Something we do every year. Comment down below your thoughts. And the videos are coming. Got a lot of ideas coming. So yeah, stay tuned. There may be no F1, but we continue with the daily videos. Adios.